And now for the evening news. Commemorating 70 years since the defeat of Dracula in 1895, record numbers have been attending the anniversary exhibition of his life and death at the British Museum. The Queen is to attend the New Year firework display at the Tower of London tonight, and a short statement is expected that will outline challenges ahead for the country in 1966. Earlier today, John, Rob, George and Ringo touched down in America to a rapturous reception on their first Beatles US tour. Police are seeking assistance from the public in a murder case involving a heavily mutilated body discovered earlier today in a street in Soho, London. The Met Office has...
Sometimes it takes a monstrous act to steer history back onto its rightful track.
(11:53 p.m. WPC Williams has entered the interview room. Would you like a cup of tea? Cigarette? It's freezing outside. Terrible storm came from nowhere. It's not much better in here though, is it? Good job you got that blanket. Desk Sergeant give that to you, did he? The DS will be here in a few minutes. We're very busy. What will it be on New Year's Eve?
Evening, Constable Williams.
11:54 p.m. DS Donaldson has entered the interview room.
I didn't know you were on duty tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm covering for Constable Harris.
You drew the short straw then.
I'd rather be down the Golden Eagle.
Wouldn't we bloody all? What's all this?
Dunno, she brought it with her.
Anyway, to the business in hand. You got the paperwork?
Behind you.
You got a name, love? No? She said anything to you?
Nothing. Not a word.
Look, you don't have to be here, you know. You're not under arrest. You're here because you say you have information. Have I got this right? Fine. Can you confirm that you entered this police station voluntarily at 11:07 p.m., telling the desk sergeant that you had information concerning a body that was discovered earlier this evening in central London? Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Ah, so you do speak.
Can you talk a bit louder, please, for the recording?
Yes.
Can you repeat what you told the desk sergeant? If you have any information that you think we might find useful, you're legally obliged to tell us. Not to do so would be considered an obstruction of justice.
We're here to help, you know. If you've anything to tell us, I assure you it will be taken seriously.
This is a bloody waste of time.
Any bit of information, however small, it can make a difference. We're listening. We'll write it down and we'll follow it up.
The body that you found.
Yes.
That was me.
You?
Yes. I did it. I killed him.
You killed him?
Yes.
That's a very serious admission.
I know.
Really?
Yes.
You don't look like a murderer.
Looks can be deceptive.
They can. You do know that wasting police time is a criminal offence. Look, why don't we do each other a favour, eh? Let's turn the tape off. You can walk out of here and we'll forget all about this, eh?
I'm not wasting your time.
Really? Haven't you got something better to do? I mean, it is New Year's Eve, for God's sake.
No.
Well, I have. There's a bottle of beer down the pub with my name on it. Plus, I have a wife, a family, children, all of whom expect to wake up and find me in my own bed in the morning.
I don't.
No, I didn't suppose you did. I mean, how old are you? 22?
Although I had one. Once. A family.
Okay, let's get on with it.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
My name is Mina Harker. I am the last survivor of the group that pursued and killed the demon Dracula. I'm dying, and there are things I need to say before it's too late. Things I need to do. I will have that cigarette now. Thank you. I was born in 1875, but in 1900 I'm no longer young. The events of the previous years have affected me in many ways. Mentally, of course, and I have scars on my neck and on my wrists. Close friends are dead, and I am pregnant. Then, in early 1900, shortly after I give birth, I look in the mirror and I notice that I appear as I did when I was 19. On my face, there isn't the tiniest wrinkle or blemish. A scar on my forehead from a recent riding accident has steadily faded until now it is invisible. No, it's not invisible, it has simply disappeared. My body is unmarked. The scar tissue on my neck and wrists is no longer there. My senses are acute. I can see and hear as well as any beast, and I can tell a person's blood group by their smell. I'm not stupid. I know what happened to me then, and I can guess what is happening to me now. I cannot pretend I'm not afraid.
Wer mit Ungeheuern kämpft, magst du sehen, dass nicht dabei zum Ungeheuer wird. Und wenn du lange in einen Abgrund blickst, blickt der Abgrund auch in dich hinein.
Mina Harker.
Yes.
You're saying you're the Mina Harker?
Yes.
God give me strength.
January the 1st, 1901. I'm standing at the bedroom window. My husband, Jonathan, shouts from the bottom of the stairs.
Mina! Mina!
Yes?
Hurry up, darling. The guests will be arriving in a few minutes.
Just give me a moment.
Quincy's crying. Please come down.
For a moment, I hesitate.
Mina!
Then I leap from the window. Onto the pavement below.
Mina! Mina, where are you?
It feels no more than stepping off the curb. The streets are wreathed in fog that coils as I move through them.
This is a fantasy, isn't it?
I'm crossing the city. It's like I have a new body. My senses are wired.
Just a bloody fairy tale.
I hear and react to sounds in a way I've never done before.
Shall I turn the tape off?
I'm so fast. Nobody sees me.
Yes, take her back to the desk, Sergeant.
I'm a shadow, glimpsing the stars as I race through the misty darkness.
Do I book her for time wasting?
I'm crossing the city, the night I leave Jonathan and my child, Quincy.
No need for that, it's just more paperwork.
I never look back.
Come on, love, let's go.
There's a dead body. A man without fingertips.
Who told you that? Somebody let that slip, did they? Oh, I'll have the desk sergeant's balls as a paperweight.
And missing his head. Bits and pieces of a corpse put in 2 suitcases that I purchased at Maynard's on Brewer Street.
What?
Nobody told me that.
Okay, that came as a bit of a surprise. Have you been blabbing?
I reached the outskirts of the city.
Of course not.
Streets suddenly turn into fields and woods.
It's got to be the desk sergeant then.
I stop and look back at the lights of the city.
Only forensics knows about the missing fingers and they're still on site.
My heart rate is normal.
Well, she's heard it from somebody. Jesus!
The rain is falling hard now.
She's been here on her own the whole time.
I turn away to see the sun rising on the horizon. I see the dark clouds fading as the morning light breaks.
What are you saying?
It's dawn. A new beginning.
Why'd you get rid of the fingers?
Williams, this is ridiculous.
Just the tips.
Put the tape back on.
I feel strangely free.
Done.
Suddenly, there are flashes in my head, making me stumble for a moment, making me afraid that I might be going mad.
Why?
That I might be... Sorry?
Why'd you get rid of the fingertips?
You tell me. You're the detective.
All right, let's start again, shall we? How do you know about the body, the head, the fingertips?
I need to take you back. I need to take you back to the moment it all began. Carfax Asylum, Purfleet, Essex, 1895. Fearing Dracula's influence, Dr. Seward administers an opiate to sedate me. He believes that this will banish my dreams, that a dreamless sleep will be my sanctuary. He's sorely mistaken.
There is in the room the same thin white mist that you had before noticed. You feel the same vague terror and the same sense of a malevolent presence.
You turn to wake Jonathan, but find that he is no longer there.
This causes you a great fear, and you look around, terrified. Then, indeed, your heart sinks within you. Beside the bed, as if he's stepping out of the mist, or rather as if the mist is turning into his figure, for it has entirely disappeared, stands a tall, thin man, all in black.
You know him at once from the description of the others. The waxen face, the high aquiline nose on which the light falls in a thin white line, the parted red lips with the sharp white teeth showing between, and the red eyes that you would seem to see in the sunset on the windows of St. Mary's Church at Whitby.
For an instant, your heart stands still, and you would speak out, only that you are paralyzed. In the pause, he speaks in a sort of keen, cutting whisper, pointing as he speaks to you.
Silence! If you make a sound, I shall find him and dash his brains out before your very eyes.
You are appalled and too bewildered to do or say anything. With a mocking smile, he places one hand upon your shoulder and bares your throat with the other, saying as he does so,
First, a little refreshment to reward my exertions. You may as well be quiet. It is not the first time or the second that your veins have appeased my thirst.
You are bewildered, and strangely enough, you do not want to hinder him. It is part of the horrible curse that it is so when his touch is upon his victim.
Oh my God. My God, pity me.
He places his reeking lips upon your throat.
You feel your strength fading away, and you're in a half swoon.
How long this horrible thing lasts, you know not. But it seems that a long time passes before he takes his foul, awful, sneering mouth away.
You see it drip with the fresh blood. Then he speaks to you mockingly.
And so you, like the others, would play your minds against mine. You would help these men to hunt me and frustrate me in my desires. You now know, and they know in part already, and shall know in full before long what it is to cross my path. They should have kept their energies for use closer to home. Whilst they played their wits against me, who commanded nations and intrigued for them and fought for them hundreds of years before they were born. I was countermanding them, and you, their best beloved one, are now to me flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, kin of my kin, my bountiful wildness for a while, and shall be later on my companion and my helper. You shall be avenged in turn, for not one of them but shall minister to your needs. But, as yet, you are to be punished for what you have done. You have aided in thwarting me, and now you shall come to my call. When my mind says, come to you, you shall cross oceans of time to do my bidding.
He pulls open his shirt and with his long, sharp fingernails opens a vein in his breast. When the blood begins to spurt out, he takes your hands in one of his and seizes your neck with the other, forcing your head against the wound so that you must either suffocate or swallow some of the blood.
Oh my God! My God, what have I done? Shall I continue?
Go on.
I leave Jonathan because I think for him what had happened to us had already faded, was already no more than one of his bad dreams. We find it difficult to live with the memory of evil, and so we allow it to fade. Isn't that evil's cleverest trick? We forget, and that's what allows it to regroup so quickly.
The way I see it, most evil is done by people who never made up their minds to be or do either evil or good.
Let's take a break.
DS Donaldson and WPC Williams have left the interview.
I need some fresh air. Williams, see what Central Records have got on the real Mina Harker.
And evil gathers itself so differently now. For years, no, for centuries, it hid in the shadows, made its place in the darkness, avoiding the light, avoiding the gaze of men who dreamed of explaining our world away. And at the very moment when the blaze of this scrutiny seemed to have dealt evil a mortal blow, it escaped from the abyss of the night to move in plain sight, glorying in a dance that everyone now revels in.
But you sure you're all right?
I've had better evenings. Huh. Great way to see the new year in, eh?
Yeah. Forensics phoned.
And?
They reckon their head was cut off in one blow, and there's no blood.
What?
Yeah. There's no blood anywhere. It's like the body was drained.
Jesus.
They're working on what might be the weapon. You'll get the written report in the morning.
No nearer knowing who it is.
No. I got a couple of the lads working on it, chasing missing persons.
What about the street? Anything from our regulars?
Nothing.
Somebody must have seen something. There are people everywhere, for God's sake.
Robbie's chasing it.
Can't be her.
No. I thought you'd given up.
I had. How does she know about the body? The head, the fingertips? She must have heard something. You know what it's like around this place. Plus, it's been chaotic tonight.
Look, I don't think so. They parked her in the interview room almost immediately. Nobody's been in except me.
Mina Harker.
I know, it's weird, but it don't feel like she's lying.
She's delusional. Yes, she believes it, and she's done her homework. She's probably obsessed by the whole Dracula thing. A lot of people are.
Yeah.
What did Central Records pull out on Mina Harker?
She was reported missing in 1901. Seems like there was a big search for her for a few months. Husband thought she might have killed herself, but no body was ever found, no note, nothing. She just vanished.
The husband, was he ever a suspect?
He was a hero. Died in 1905. Suicide.
Mina, it is time. It is our time, Mina.
All right, damn it. Show yourself. Show yourself.
Jonathan, it's been a while.
You're dead. You're dead.
I have always been dead.
Get away. Get away.
Did you really think that I had departed?
Damn you to hell.
I need her, Jonathan. Tell me where she is.
My Mina. My dear Mina. Enough. That's enough. Enough. Anything suspicious?
Gun was found by his body. There were powder burns on his fingers and his prints on the gun.
Open and shut then.
You'd think. 2 odd things, though. 3 shots were fired prior to the one that killed him, and there were loads of dead flies in the room by the window.
He was shooting at something.
Or maybe he was building up to shooting himself.
Doesn't really help us.
What if she's telling the truth?
That she's Mina Harker. Look at her. She's in her mid-20s tops.
Yeah,
And people don't stay the same age.
but I just don't feel like she's making it up.
Look, she might believe it's all true in her head. That's how delusional people operate, let me tell you. I've met a few in my time, I know the type. Maybe there's a connection for her between Mina Harker and something she knows about the body, but none of this is real.
Dracula was real.
Are you sure? A blood-sucking demon?
The evidence is in the British Museum.
Is it? Yeah, along with the Turin Shroud and the Holy Thorn
The
reliquary.
Turin Shroud isn't
No, look,
in-
I'm just saying that evidence can be false. We, of all people, should know this. Look, fine. I'm prepared to say that Dracula was a man, but a demon, I can't go that far.
And you don't think she's our murderer?
Nah. Let's go back. You take the lead for a while, see if anything turns up. You never know, she might open up to you, woman to woman.
Really?
You know what I mean. Let her think we believe her. She'll slip up soon enough and the whole Mina Harker thing will start to fall apart.
And then?
When that happens, you go for the jugular, excuse the pun, and we'll see what she knows about our headless friend.
I think she knows something.
Maybe. Or she's stumbled across the body, wrapped it all up in this weird Dracula shite.
We best get back.
Yeah.
What I have done, what I am doing, well, what we all do in one form or another, is to act in such a way as to change or interrupt the course of history, to make a difference to how the events of our world unfold. After all, it is the function of all action that it changes what would have otherwise proceeded without it. The only difference is that my actions are guided. How, I do not fully understand, but I believe that somehow their consequences are being weighed. Do I believe this is right? I don't know. But it's what I've done.
"12:05 a.m. DS Donaldson and WPC Williams have resumed the interview. Are you sure we can't get you anything?
I'm fine.
Where were we?
She's just left her husband.
You jump out the window and go. No goodbyes, no note, no explanation.
There isn't time for that.
Can't have been easy leaving your child.
No.
He was just a baby.
I fear for him. I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of?
Me.
You.
That I might harm him.
So what do you do?
I go to Paris. Monsieur, un café, s'il vous plaît.
Ouais.
I cut my hair. I frequent the cafes of the Beau Monde and the Demi Monde. In the Shaki Pesh, I read about my disappearance in the British newspapers. Charmaine, hi, ici.
Oh, je crois que vous allez rencontrer Pablo ce matin.
Non, c'est cet après-midi.
Faites attention, vous savez comment il est.
C'est juste ça. Ne vous inquiétez pas pour moi, je peux m'occuper de moi-même.
Il couche avec tout ce qui pose pour lui.
Est-ce que je peux?
Je le fais, parfois. C'est comme ça, la passion.
Vous l'aimez?
Je parle de passion, je ne connais rien de la mort.
I model for him. We become lovers for a short time.
Ne vous attachez pas à lui.
C'est un connard.
Oui, mais il est si drôle.
He teaches me Spanish.
Solo hay encuentros en la historia. No hay accidentes.
I learn later that he's right. Nothing is ever accidental.
Nadie envejece simplemente viviendo varios años. La gente crece viejo solo abandonando sus ideales. Los años pueden arrugar la piel, pero para renunciar al interés arruga el alma.
I'm trying to forget.
Your past life?
I don't want to remember my old life in England. I'm feeling strong now, confident. I like being around people. I feel safe then. I learn French, I go to salons, I speak with authority on the latest ideas. I read books that would be banned in England. Very little scares me now, except... ¿Que mi alma se está marchitando?
Recuerde, se necesita mucho tiempo para volverse joven.
I become an actress, of sorts. I meet Georges Méliès through a mutual friend, Charlotte Fay. She's an actress too. Much better than me.
Vous avez raison. Elle a quelque chose.
Donc elle ne prend pas ma place. J'ai besoin de travail, Georges.
Elle en a assez pour tout le monde. Ne vous en faites pas.
Mettez-la dans l'une de vos maudites illusions.
Quoi?
La dernière a failli me tuer.
Elle exagère. Je lui ai seulement coupé la tête.
Il a presque fait aussi.
Non. Vous, ma chère Mina, vous allez être dans mes films. Avec vous, bien sûr, ma chère.
He's at the peak of his fame. It seems for a moment that he's going to create something extraordinary.
Bravo, Mina, bravo.
Qu'est-ce que vous en dites?
C'est merveilleux.
Je vais vous rendre célèbre. Vous devriez utiliser votre vrai nom.
C'est mon vrai nom.
Si vous le dites. Si vous le dites.
He calls me his muse, but I have to get away. Working with Georges is very demanding, and he wants me in every film. I can't afford the attention. It's too dangerous. I know I have to leave the city.
And how long are you in Paris for?
A year or so.
For God's sake, Williams, we're not here to listen to a load of rubbish about Paris.
Well, it was your idea to ask.
Edouard Daladier, comment allez-vous?
We talk. We flirt. He's handsome and so sure about the world he wants to fashion in the shape of his own ego. But he's entertaining for a while.
Venez avec moi. Il va y avoir une révolution. Faisons partie de l'histoire.
But aren't you already a part of history? I mean, you're telling us you killed Dracula, right? One of the major historical events of the last century.
70 years ago. 70.
In the official account, your record, Van Helsing hypnotizes you. He sees the sun setting and knows you're in mortal danger.
In a clearing in the middle of a Romanian forest, Mina Harker stands in a circle made of crumbled holy wafers.
Van Helsing believes she is somehow protected. She's anything but.
Give me my sword, Mina. Mina, the sword, if you please.
He's close.
Mina.
Mina, get in the circle before it's too late.
He's near now. I can feel it. He's coming for me. It's me he wants. You need to run. Run!
Sancte Macula Angele, defendinos in proelio, contra nequitiam et insidias diaboli est praesidium, impedile Deus, supplices deprecamur, tuque, princeps militiae caelestis, satanam aliasque spiritus malignus, qui ad perditionem animarum pervagantur in mundo, divine virtute, in infernum detrude. Amen.
Can't you hear the gunshot?
I hear nothing, just the wind.
The running of wolves.
There's nothing there, Mina. Stay where you are.
I have to face him. I've been afraid for too long.
It's what he wants, don't you see? It's what he wants.
He's been hunting me and now we turn full circle.
Don't leave this sacred place.
No, I won't stay here like a trapped animal.
Mina! Mina! Back! Back! Hectera sancta! Nunc ab hoc loco hincanibus satanae terram negire infernum! Mina, come back! Come back! Get down off that table! Come on down! Listen, we're not having any accidents here. Ridiculous.
It sounds terrible. But what is you being with Van Helsing and going to France 7 years later? What's any of that got to do with the body we found tonight?
The man you claim to have murdered.
It's all connected.
How?
To his death.
Your husband's?
No, not Jonathan's.
Who then?
Dracula's.
Oh, God.
Dracula died 70 years ago.
September 14th, 1895. I should know.
Because you're Mina Harker?
Because I killed him.
Oh, come on.
Why should we believe you?
I put the official record together, as you know.
If you are Mina Harker.
I am.
Well, let's say you are. Can you prove it?
Is there anyone that can vouch for you? You're allowed a phone call.
No, everyone's dead. That's what happens when you get older. Everyone leaves you one way or another. There's no one left to phone.
How bloody convenient.
Okay, so let's get this clear. You put together the official account of Dracula's death, and then you write yourself out the main event.
People didn't want a woman at the centre of things. It was like that then. The story didn't need me delivering the coup de grace.
Why not?
Because Jonathan had to be the hero. The plucky English gentleman for country and empire, the filthy foreigner put to the sword. The newspapers loved it. And it meant that I wasn't at the centre of things, which was fine by me. I was just the secretary, the typist, the woman who quietly collected and organised the evidence.
And how did your husband respond to being in the spotlight?
He liked it, at first. All that attention, but then he wanted to forget it all. He wanted a normal life. I think he was ashamed.
Ashamed of what?
The lies.
That he never revealed the truth?
No, he was afraid.
That he'd be found out?
No, that it wasn't over.
What do you mean?
That something might happen to me. That he might not be dead.
Dracula.
Yes.
And you? Did you want a normal life?
That was never an option for me.
In the account, it's your husband and Morris who set upon and destroy Dracula. Jonathan delivers the fatal blow.
He cuts his throat.
Yes, but that didn't kill him.
So what did?
When I cut his head off.
Why the head?
It's how you kill a vampire.
I thought it was a stake through the heart.
No, Van Helsing was wrong about that. You need to remove the head.
Not the fingers.
No, they can stay.
So, now this story does need you.
I have been in the story all along.
Oh, you've got that right, because all of this is just a big old fairy tale, isn't it? And we're just dancing to your tune.
You're a skeptic, aren't you?
It comes with the job.
Why would I make all this up?
You tell me.
Do you believe in evil?
I do. But not with your idea of it.
But you do agree it exists.
I suppose so.
So you live in Paris?
Yes.
And then what?
I start to have dreams. After Jonathan's death, at first they seemed to be ordinary nightmares, but I realize quite quickly that there is a pattern. Each dream begins in our house in Bloomsbury. Jonathan is absent and my son, Quincy, is playing on the carpet. The room transforms and I find myself in a place I do not know. There are always people present, but they ignore me. Often they speak in languages that I've never learnt, but that nevertheless I understand. They're planning something. They refer to it as the Rising. Most of the figures in my dreams are unknown to me. Occasionally I recognize someone from the newspapers. Some of the dreams involve minor political figures, none I've heard of, and all seem to be in some way connected to an event I begin to think of as a kind of apocalypse. Somehow, he is behind it all. Dracula. And somehow my connection with him seems to me to be offering an incomplete glimpse of a possible future. I realize that I have a task to perform. If the apocalypse is to be averted, these people must be destroyed. They are doing his work, and it is my task to stop them. The dreams contain clues. I spend days in the library in Montparnasse. I read the foreign newspapers. I'm a detective. I tracked Dracula, and now I will track down his servants before they can execute his will. I buy a gun, a German pistol. I take the train to the fields outside Belleville and I practice. My eyesight is acute. I'm naturally an excellent shot. Laboriously, I pursue the cast of my nightmares. Names, places, dates, I compile a list. Then, on June the 12th, 1905, I take the train to Switzerland. It's time for me to fight back.
So it's June 1905, and you catch a train to Geneva. You arrive in the late afternoon. It's hot and humid. And you catch a tram to Servette, the city's working-class district. A stocky man in his 20s, in blue workman's overalls, answers the door.
Non sei esattamente quello che mi aspettavo.
Posso aiutarti?
Credo di sì.
Si tratta della riunione. E stasera. Place du Cirque. Alle 20.
Capisco.
You detect the faint smell of amaro on his breath.
Da dove vieni? Non sei svizzera?
No, sono inglesi.
Parli italiano?
You tell him that you have Italian friends in London, how they took you to the opera.
Amo Verdi. Oh, ingannato.
He tells you that opera is for the bourgeoisie.
Giusto.
Sei lontana da casa tua. Cosa fai qui?
Tu?
You notice a chipped cup on the table,
Io? Ma noi ci conosciamo.
No.
and the faint smell of stale bread.
Hai un'aria familiare.
Posso entrare? Solo per un po'.
Sono appena tornato dal lavoro. Scusami per il disordine.
He's wary now, not entirely comfortable with this woman in his room.
Fare un discorso stasera nella riunione?
He tells you how he's organising a citywide strike, how the crowd loves his speaking.
Faccio il mio migliore. Prendo qualche bicchiere d'amaro e non sono più nervoso.
In quanti saranno?
Ci saranno 50 persone più o meno. Italiani, la maggior parte. In fuga, come me. Oppure nascondendo dalla polizia. Allora, cosa vuoi di preciso?
He catches your eye for the first time.
Ma tu credi nel destino?
Sì, infatti.
Pensi che sarai il salvatore dell'Italia?
He smiles.
Sono solo un muratore. Non sono la persona che cerchi.
Ti garantisco di no.
He moves toward you.
Sei una giornalista?
No. Cosa vai a dire?
He stops.
Scusi.
Nella riunione?
He turns towards the window, still wary.
Non so ancora. Il solito, probabilmente.
Ho fatto questo sogno, vedi?
Un sogno?
Sembra pazzo, no?
Sì, infatti.
You look at him staring out of the window, and you see a large crow circling in the sky.
Ecco perché ti devo ammazzare.
He clenches his fist into a ball.
Me?
Sì? Tu?
Ma vattene. Prima che faccia qualcosa di cui mi pento.
He's really alert now.
Non è facile. Uccidere un uomo. Non è come pulire la cucina.
He picks up a bread knife.
Non sei il primo, sai?
Veramente?
Il secondo.
He laughs nervously.
E come pensi di fare questo omicidio?
Non sono proprio sicura ancora.
Scherzando, vero? Ti ho mandato Bruno. Allora, puoi dirlo che non è un scherzo.
He plays with the knife.
Come ti chiami?
His eyes narrow.
Mio nome?
Sì, tu nome? Devo essere sicura, vedi?
Sicuro di che cosa?
You tell him that he wasn't easy to track down. You tell him that his political agitation made it into Le Figaro. 4 lines on page 7. Not much to go on.
Tu nome, prego.
Perché devo dirtelo?
Ti chiami Benito?
E sì lo è!
Lo prendo come un sì. E il tuo cognome?
Mussolini. Allora, vaffanculo! Prima che ti faccia il scolo!
Mi dispiace. Sarò io a fare la rottura.
The man is strong. He's a street fighter and lunges with the knife. He catches your arm, but it's only a minor cut. He's quick, but you're much faster. Your speed disorientates him. You knock the knife out of his hand.
Ma che cazzo!
His fists come down hard now, but miss each time, and he begins to lose strength. You can smell his fear now. You're not a joke anymore. You break his arm, and then his leg. He crawls towards you.
Chi sei tu?
Mi chiamo Mina Harker.
And now for the evening news. New Year celebrations in the United Kingdom have gone without incident. Large crowds gathered at Trafalgar Square, but there has been no repeat of the unrest and rioting by youths that had scarred previous years. The Greater Union of Germany announced that its planned moon landings will take place in a month's time. Russian Premier Lavrenti Beria announced this evening that the Soviet Union would not fall behind in the race to land the first person on the moon. US President Joseph McCarthy has denied press revelations that he is addicted to morphine, although it is rumored impeachment papers are being prepared by the House of Representatives for when it reconvenes in January. The Bank of England has...
So, you kill this man?
Yes,
You said he was a big fella, a street fighter,
he was.
and you do this by breaking his neck.
Yes.
As straightforward as snapping that pencil in two.
I never said it was straightforward.
What do you do with the body?
I leave it. He was found 2 days later. By then, I was on a train back to France.
But his murder was never linked back to you.
No, they thought it was the result of some conflict between rival gangs. Mussolini. I'd never heard of him.
Well, you wouldn't have,
Why not?
because I killed him before you could have heard of him.
So you have a scar.
Sorry?
The bread knife, he cut your arm.
Oh, no.
Ah,
There is no scar. My body repairs itself immediately.
that's very handy.
How do you feel about it?
Killing him.
Yeah.
When I broke his neck, I was fighting for my life. It was him or me. Feelings didn't come into it.
It was instinct.
Yes.
But you attacked him, he was defending himself.
Yes.
He was fighting for his life, wasn't he?
Because of you.
Yes.
Can't have been easy. It's not like
wasn't.
shooting somebody from a distance, breaking a neck, that's up close.
It was quick.
But he must have been scared.
Yes.
You don't feel any remorse?
I didn't feel good doing it, but I felt good it was done.
Really?
I did something. Don't you see? I changed things.
If what you've just told us is true, you'd done a lot more than just doing something. You'd murdered somebody.
I have to believe that what I did was for the better.
Better for who?
For all of us.
There are more, aren't there?
He's the first of many that year. A few weeks later, I'm on a train to Lyon. Abel Bonnard is reading his poetry. He's speaking at a salon a short walk from the station.
Ce sera 100 francs, s'il vous plaît. Tu passes à l'action, français.
Abel Bonnard, another one I've never heard of. Do you know anything about him? À qui dois-je le dédier?
No, but I've written his name down.
Amina, s'il vous plaît.
You detect the faint smell of carbolic soap as he writes.
Vous n'êtes pas française.
Anglaise.
You notice a woman with a child making her way across the room towards the table.
Avez-vous aimé la lecture?
The child calls out for her father. Papa! Papa!
Dans une minute, Nathalie. Ma fille. Elle devrait être au lit.
Je n'ai pas tout compris, mais votre ton était très musical.
Mais votre français est parfait. Où avez-vous appris à le parler aussi bien?
J'habite à Paris. Je l'ai appris rapidement.
For a moment, you consider whether to leave the room or not.
Vous avez un talent naturel pour les langues. Vous devrez m'excuser. Les appels de devoir. Une autre fois, peut-être.
He turns away from you to go to his child. You grasp his shoulder and cut his axillary artery, just above his armpit.
You smell his blood, it's type O negative.
He doesn't realize what's happening to him and falls.
Aidez-moi! Pour l'amour de Dieu, aidez-moi!
His blood smears the floor as he crawls towards his daughter.
She cries out,
Papa! Papa!
aidez-moi!
She watches as the light fades from his pale blue eyes. Nothing can help him now.
The child is screaming.
Papa!
Un docteur pour Monsieur Bonnard. Un docteur pour Monsieur Bonnard.
You stabbed somebody in front of their child.
There was no place for sentiment.
What for? He was just a bloody poet.
So you believe me?
I didn't say that.
He was just a poet then, but it was because of what he would become, what I knew he would do that I killed him.
What did you know he would do?
I can't say exactly.
But it's something he's going to do.
Yes, I know he's evil.
Evil? What do you mean, evil? How do you know this?
It's a feeling.
You can't know the future. You can't justify murder on feeling.
I can, and I do. And as I do these things, I can feel the future shifting.
You do understand how crazy this all sounds.
Yes.
So who's your next victim? It's not over, is it?
No.
2 months later, you're on a train to St. Petersburg. You do not have much to go on. In your dreams, you see a man with a pockmarked face.
He wears a white tunic. There's a thick moustache. He's austere. In Paris, you dreamed about people being starved by the roadside, bodies piled high in snowy fields, people being tortured in cellars.
Shots ringing out in the night, children being separated from their parents. You hear a name, Joseph Stalin, but there's nothing about a Joseph Stalin in any of the Russian newspapers.
One day you read Novo Vremya and scan an article about bank robberies funding revolutionary activity in the city, and his name pops up. Not much of a lead, but you follow it.
Не оборачивайся.
Я ищу Сталина.
Почему ты думаешь, что я могу тебе помочь?
Некто дал мне ваше имя.
Вы сейчас очень рискуете, чтобы вы понимали.
Я просто хочу с ним поговорить.
Какая ему от вас польза?
У меня есть информация.
Зачем вам нам содействовать?
Потому что я верю в ваше дело.
Вы можете повернуться сейчас. Медленно. Все в порядке. Чем оно может быть опасно? Женщине. Здесь больше никого нет. Я проверил. Итак, вот я.
Иосиф Сталин.
Вашим услугам. Ваше имя?
Mina Harker.
Вы не русская?
Нет.
Вы француженка?
Англичанка.
Сейчас жестокое время, мисс Харкер. Ваша поиска — огромная ошибка. Я проживаю в Патреде в нашем темном городе.
Я и дома в Тамене. Как думаю и вы?
Она увидела наши лица.
И вправду видела?
Что это значит?
Это значит, мы не можем позволить вам жить.
Почему?
Потому что вы проговоритесь. Они покажут вам фотографии, списки имен, и вы предадите нас. Наши враги очень хороши в добывании информации.
Вы не должны были приходить, Харкер.
Тогда почему вы согласились со мной встретиться?
Потому что вы единственная, кому снятся сны.
Я должен с вами покончить. Мое сожаление.
Зачем быть настолько важливым? Я с вами покончу. У меня нет, дайте мне заверить, у меня нет милейшего чувств, сожаления об этом.
He's quick. He's a good shot too.
You see the bullet flying towards you, and it would have caught you in the left eye, only your reactions are so fast. It takes a slight move of your head to the right, and the bullet grazes your cheek.
As you turn, you skim the short-bladed knife with your right hand and it catches him in his throat, between his epiglottis and his hyoid bones. You hear the blood bubbling in the hole you've made. Zaza! Zaza!
Катасванице, послушай меня, послушай. Ты беременна, у тебя родится сын. Ты назовешь его Яков. А теперь тебе пора. Тебе больше ничего не остается, чем просто жить свою жизнь. Его больше нет. Беги, беги, Мелисса на пути.
That evening you catch the night train from St. Petersburg to Paris.
As the train crosses the Polish steppe, she falls asleep. And for the first time in over a year, there are no dreams.
So you go back to Paris?
Yes.
And this Stalin, how come the authorities never link his death to you?
His wife tells them about me, but they don't believe her. They think he was killed by a rival political faction or the Tsar's Secret Service. He was a terrorist, a petty criminal with political aspirations. They close the case. I begin to relax. I think that it might be over. I go back to my lover.
The painter?
Yes.
So things begin to settle down then?
Yes. You know, for a while I'm happy. And then...
5 years pass.
Yes. I don't have any dreams. I'm happy. I feel free. I allow myself to think that it's over.
And then on January 21st, 1910, the Sember, its banks and the great floods of Paris begin.
Yes. As the water cascades down the cobbled streets, my dreams return. They're more terrifying than ever.
And you realise that Dracula's still out there.
Yes. He's still here. I drink absinthe with Pablo and I weep.
Qu'est-ce qui ne va pas, ma chère Mina? Pourquoi si triste?
The world is going to be hit by a firestorm of our own making.
Je ne pense pas, Mina. Chut. Chut. La vie n'a jamais été si bonne pour nous. Quel est le problème? Chut maintenant, chut.
I tell him I'll be away for a while.
À toi, Mina, qui rêve toujours d'un monde meilleur.
I spend the last days of autumn reading the newspapers in Le Dom Café. The headlines are filled with news of the impending war. I realize there's still much more to do. I'm not free yet.
We're listening.
I catch a train to Berlin. I look through the windows as I pull into the city. The sky is dark and snow falls in flurries. I step onto the platform and in the distance I hear a dog barking. I know what I'm doing is right. I need to get to the Kaiser's palace before nightfall.
Gleis 4 vor dem Zug 6:15 Uhr nach Warschau. Gleis 10 vor den 6:30 Uhr Zug nach Paris. Schlafwagen befinden sich in den ersten 6 Wagen. Pass auf, wo du hingehst!
Es tut mir leid.
Geht es dir gut?
Mir geht es gut. Das alte Palais, ist es da unten?
Ja, genau, es ist da lang. Ist aber ziemlich weit zu laufen.
Vielen Dank. Bleib zurück.
Ich habe nur versucht zu helfen.
Was mich liegt an?
Sie hat ein Messer. Ein Messer! Sie ist hier! Hier! Haben Sie ein paar Phönige für einen angesehenen Kriegsveteranen?
Hier.
Gott segne dich. Da lang. Sie müssen schnell sein.
I run.
You move through the city. It's cold as the rain turns from sleet to snow again. You hear dogs barking behind you.
You know that you have to move quickly. The night is about to arrive.
You know that if those dogs catch you, they'll tear you to pieces.
I turn to face the beast.
There are 3 of them.
My God.
Largest leaps towards you.
I roll onto my side and manage to stab the first one in the neck.
Where do you think these dogs come from?
The second one grabs your arm.
My knife falls to the floor.
It goes for your throat.
I manage to get my thumb in one of its eyes.
You tear its eye out.
Then I break its neck.
You didn't answer the question.
Day has turned into night.
The third dog speaks to me.
Nu este bine, Mina. Indiferenți ce faci, ce schimbi. Eu schimba te cu tine. Sunt umbra ta, Mina. Fac parte din tine. Nu există scăpare.
It's Dracula.
It's always Dracula. The dog leaps. I clench my fist and tense my arm. Then I tear out its heart.
I said, where do they come from?
They are from hell. But you already knew the answer to that question.
Your arm hurts.
Yes. The dog's saliva is like acid. The pain is terrifying.
It bit you.
I nearly faint.
The wound doesn't heal.
So you have a scar.
Yes.
Show us. They look like burns.
That one scar never goes away.
You're near the Kaiser's palace now.
Yes. I stand for a moment before the railinged building.
You climb up to the 4th floor of the palace and surprise a maid in the corridor.
Wer bist du? Wo ist er? Ich sagte, wo ist er?
Im Kinderzimmer.
Es tut mir leid.
Sie müssen es dir nicht tun.
Sei still jetzt. Ruhe.
Ich habe ein Baby. Sie ist 7 Monate alt. Bitte. Bitte.
Du solltest nicht hier sein.
Bitte.
I made sure it was quick.
But she was innocent.
Is anybody really innocent?
Good God.
Building is eerily empty. You move quickly through the east wing.
I see him standing outside the nursery. He turns around. He's holding a child.
Wer bist du?
Dein schlimmster Albtraum.
Ja, wirklich. Du würdest meinen, meine Traume zu kennen?
Ja,
Und ich sollte davon ausgehen, dass sie wissen, wer ich bin.
natürlich, Eure Kaiserliche Majestät.
Es wird erwartet, dass sie sich verbürgen.
Worte, ne?
Warum sind sie hier?
Dein Leben zu beenden.
Und sein?
Es wird geschehen.
His guards burst into the corridor. Shots are fired.
You jumped through the window.
Bullets hit the cobblestones around me. I scream in agony, not from the fall, but from the pain of my bones fusing back together in less than a minute.
You get back to Berlin Hauptbahnhof. You see police boarding a train for Paris.
Nach Istanbul, bitte.
Brauchen Sie eine Kabine?
Ja, vielen Dank.
You think you're safe there?
I take an apartment near the old port.
You lie low.
I rest. My arm heals in the winter sun.
No dogs, no flies.
Only in my dreams.
You must be tired.
I'm all right, actually. That coffee perked me up. How much are you?
My treat.
Oh, cheers.
Did you get Archie to chase down that photo of Mina Harker?
Yeah, he's onto it now.
Good. Hopefully when that turns up, it'll settle the matter and we can call it a night. Then again, if it turns out to be her, well...
What? You think there's a chance she might actually be Mina Harker?
If I've learned anything, it's that there's always a chance.
She is convincing.
Yeah, she is.
That bit about killing the maid.
You know there's only one way this makes sense, don't you?
If you believe in demons.
Well, I don't.
If what she's saying is true, then we better be careful.
It can't be true, can it?
I don't know. I think it can.
Jesus.
How many do you think she's killed?
Claims to have killed.
How many?
God only knows. And why is she here now confessing this to us?
She obviously wants something.
Yeah, but what?
Well, maybe it's like she says. She's had enough. She's worn out by the things she's done, and now she's unburdening herself, handing herself in to put a stop to it all.
I don't know. It's pretty hard to swallow.
Look, the more she talks, the more we learn.
Do we?
We need to keep going.
All right, let's try and get this sorted one way or another before the shift ends.
Yeah. 2:40 a.m. DS Donaldson and WPC Williams have resumed the interview.
I read in the German newspapers that the Kaiser is wintering on his yacht in a Norwegian fjord near Bergen.
You're on the move again?
I take the boat to Marseille, then to Brest.
And you're finally in Bergen.
3 weeks later.
I arrive just before the Kaiser's about to return to Germany.
He thinks he's safe now.
Although he's still heavily guarded.
He underestimates me, as most men do.
Water holds no fear for you.
I wait for the new moon, the symbol for new beginnings.
His guards put up little resistance.
One of them manages to let loose a shot.
The bullet grazes my hand.
You tear out the bodyguard's throat.
Now he knows I'm here.
See?
Herr Kaiserliche Majestät?
You see the bullet spinning its way towards you. It vibrates with a strange turbulence as it courses through the air.
You see the jagged cross marked along the edge of the bullet's tip.
A dum-dum, designed to tear a big hole in whatever part of your body it makes contact with.
And that realization distracts you. And in that instance of distraction, you don't move quickly enough.
Maybe you're human after all.
It did not hit the artery. I often wonder if that had happened, whether I would be here, saying these words.
Du dumme Frau.
I don't make the same mistake twice. I'm fully focused on the task of surviving.
Unmöglich!
He's wrong. It is possible. And despite what I did, war does come.
Is it worse or better for his death? It can never be known for certain. History is what it is, and it's exactly what you feared.
A conflict of epic proportions.
Now the bodies really pile up.
7 years of world war.
You spend this time as a nurse
Is that out of a sense of guilt?
because you love the smell of blood.
I'm good at stitching wounds, with stemming the flow, with cauterizing limbs.
Every night you dream of the apocalypse.
And every night you sense him. He's not dead. He's dispersed. He's in the air, he's in the rain. Moving, infecting.
Finding a new host to grow into.
Dracula's a hydra.
You cut him down here, another version of him grows there.
I don't know if I'm making a difference.
You have to believe that you are.
You don't have any other choice.
You feel him close to you a great deal over the next 4 years. Moving amongst the wards of dying 18-year-olds. Howling in no man's land.
Scuttling over the piles of canvas body bags.
Oh, he's feasting now. Getting fat on a land drenched in so much blood. I fear this is just the beginning. That he's only just got going. You're back. I'm ready. I thought I would be scared, but I've seen so much death. Over the years, I've smelled fear. Seen it running down legs, bowels emptying as people give up the fight. The grey faces of corpses. So many dead. So many. Soon it will be me. I know this. If you let me go, me. Twilight, an evening bell, and after that, the dark. Not your darkness. Please. Please. Let me go. I'm so very tired. Let me return to the night. Without you by my side. It is worthwhile dying. To find out what life is.
So, how many people have you killed?
Over the years, there have been many.
Can you provide us with a list of names?
I can.
And we'll get somebody to cross-check them.
Do you believe me?
We're listening.
That doesn't answer the question.
See it from our point of view. Would you believe a woman who claims to have killed Dracula, who doesn't age, has a body that heals itself, has visions of a future she says she can alter, who's killed a whole load of people to stop, what did you call it?
The Rising.
That's right, the Rising. All to avert an apocalypse. It's all very biblical, Old Testament stuff. I mean, what's not to believe, eh?
And yet, here you are, still listening to me.
Indeed.
And why's that?
Well, for a start, you know things about the victim that nobody else does.
Apart from the murderer and us, and we didn't tell you.
We think you came across the body in the alleyway. Did you see something?
Now would be the time to tell us.
No!
Are you sure?
I've told you! I killed him!
Okay. Let's say you did do it. Why?
To change what happens in the future.
So just like the others?
Yeah, I thought so when I did it!
Okay. Tell me about Dracula.
What do you want to know? I mean, you're a non-believer.
I never said he didn't exist. Look, if you are who you say you are, well then there's no one left alive who met him.
I didn't meet him. We didn't have dinner together.
Figure of speech?
I hunted him down. At least I thought that's what I was doing.
How?
I did the research. I put the pieces together. He left quite a trail. I predicted what he would do, how he would try to escape. We're alike in that respect. We tie up all the loose ends so people can sleep easily at night.
Except we haven't murdered anyone.
Then you're lucky.
Dracula.
Yes.
He talked to you, that's right? He attacked you over a period of time.
Yes.
He had you in his power for a while.
No, I read once that he was in love with you.
He's not capable of love.
You just used the present tense. He is dead, right?
You claim you killed him. Not your husband, Jonathan, or Van Helsing, or Morris. You swiped his head off with a sword. That's how you kill a vampire. Your words, not mine. It's on the tape.
How many times must we go over this?
We're just trying to get the facts right.
These are the facts!
But you said you killed him. You said he was your first.
It's hard to kill the dead. They never stay dead, in my experience.
So he's alive!
You ask me about Dracula. What's he like? He's like nothing. Like nothing. Like an absence of everything I know, everything I understand. He's like looking at something from an older world. Before us, before we made sense of it all. Like something from the start of time. That account, that file, it made sense of him. put flesh on his bones, moved him about the room, made him an exhibit in a museum, like a waxwork figure for people to gawp at, but he... It's not like that at all. I don't know if I ever really saw him as him, whatever he is. Man, dog, flies, wolf, stench, mist, a dense cloud, nothing. Nothingness. I sense him sometimes. A monstrous shadow, occupying for a moment the corner of the room. That space under this table, under that chair, where the light hardly grazes. There. In the eye of someone you're talking to, when the iris mists for a second. He occupies the abyss of the past. Do you understand me? There, but not there. All the time. Through all time. He's from the deepest night of the past, where we can never be.
You're shaking, Mina. Are you cold?
I'm frightened.
What are you frightened of?
Because I'm dying. And I'm scared of what I'll become, that I'm going to that place.
What place?
Eternal darkness. The start and end of it all. Where he resides. Where evil is.
This is all very dramatic.
You asked me to tell you about Dracula.
In my job, evil is much more mundane. It's a man coming home drunk and beating his child to death with his shoe. And then weeping the next day, telling me he can't remember anything about it. You see, I thrive on a straightforward case. A murder with a body, a suspect. Evidence. Where I follow up all the leads until I get to the truth. Until it all adds up to a conviction.
You'll get your evidence.
Will we?
Yes.
It's getting late, and it's been a long night. What do you want, Mina?
I can't do this on my own anymore. And I don't want to die alone.
I thought you were here to confess to a murder.
What happened to you, Mina?
I think you know what happened.
WPC Williams goes to the door.
WPC Williams receives an envelope from PC Wilson. WPC Williams shows Detective Donaldson the contents of said envelope. A black and white photograph.
For the tape, DS Donaldson shows the suspect the photo.
Who's this a photograph of?
That photograph was taken by Jonathan on New Year's Eve, 1900.
65 years ago.
It's a remarkable likeness.
Well, it would be. It's a photograph of me.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I wish I hadn't said yes to the overtime and I'd stayed at home. I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, well.
She's Mina bloody Harker. I can't... I don't do this.
We just follow the evidence, like we always do.
But where's he going to lead us?
I don't know, but she's leading us towards something, and
That's what worries me. She's been in control of this since the moment she walked in here.
that photo.
It's her. It might be blurry, but it's bloody her, all right.
She's holding her child.
Quincy.
Yeah. Where's he in all this?
Get somebody onto it straight away. Get his file, get his whereabouts. Call him in. We need to interview him as soon as possible.
Right.
I'll see you down there in 5. Let's let's get back to these killings. The ones after Dracula that start with, what's his name?
Mussolini.
Yeah. You killed him to somehow stop what he was going to do.
Yes,
How could you be sure that you had the right man? They were all men, weren't they?
they're always men.
So how did you know?
I always sensed him when I killed them.
Who?
You see, when I killed him,
Who are you talking about?
when I took Dracula's head off, it wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. The world was changing. He'd been in the shadows, a creature of the night. Now it was his time to step into the light. It was what he planned all along.
So he tricked you?
He tricks everyone. You see, for us, for Jonathan, Van Helsing, Morris, Dr. Seward, we all saw him as a version of evil that we could vanquish, that we could defeat, that we could run to the ground and kill. Although he could shapeshift, he was always tied to his body, a living corpse that only existed at night, that was confined during the hours of daylight to a coffin with earth taken from the place he came from. His was a half-life, slowly decaying over the ages. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was an existence he loathed. I didn't kill him. I released him from the prison house of his condition. And I've been dealing with the consequences of this ever since.
What's the youngest person that you've killed to ensure their history goes the way you want it to go?
It doesn't work like that. It's got nothing to do with where I want history to go. I might stop it moving in one particular direction, but then history takes a different course. I can change it, but I can never control it. I don't know what the future is any more than you do.
You didn't answer the question. How young?
When you're dealing with evil, does age make a difference?
I think it does. What about innocence?
I've killed a 3-month-old baby. He wasn't innocent. Nothing Dracula touches is.
Why not kill them in the bloody womb?
So are you always right, or do you make mistakes?
It's not about right or wrong. And as for the actions you take, you never know, do you? If you don't do something, does that make a difference? And if you do something, what difference does it make? When you try to shape history, you have to hope for the best. The future has its own trajectory. And the arc of history is a long one. When you judge what you did, maybe it is a leap of faith.
Can you provide us with a list of names?
I have.
Yes, but there are a lot more, aren't there? How long is this list?
Name me a year.
What?
Name me a year.
Fine. 1915.
Marcel Dea, Giovanni Gentile, Marcello Caetano, Philippe Henriot, William Joyce, Philippe Pétain, Gaetano Mosca, Robert Michels, Maurice Barres, Angelo Oliviero Olivetti, Giola Gombas, Antona Smetona.
1923.
And that was a quieter year. The war had just ended. There was only one, and I did wonder if I'd been right about him. He was homeless, wearing his raggedy corporal's uniform. He made what living he could, painting postcards. He was staying at a hostel in Vienna. I drowned him in a sink. I can't even remember his name.
1927.
That was a busier period. It started with a young Spanish general. I killed him in Zaragoza. Francisco Franco, that was his name. Then there was Hermann Goering, yes, Richard Hilton, Eric Ludendorff, Miguel de Primo de Rivera, Jose Felix Uriburu, William Gilmore. Then I came back here and killed a Labour politician, Oswald Mosley. You might have heard of his murder. Unsolved, of course. Then I went to Norway and stabbed Vidkun Quisling in the eye. He was...
I'll get that.
D.S. Donaldson goes to the door and receives a note from Constable Wilkinson.
Take a look at this.
wondered how long it would take you.
Well, we're short-staffed tonight. But you planned for that all along, didn't you?
I wanted you to hear my story,
Why?
because he's still out there.
No. Why did you kill your son, Quincy Harker? Mina, can you answer the question, please? This is your son. You cut his head off. You bit off his fingertips. You cut his body into little pieces. Your own child.
The dreams.
Louder for the tape, please.
Because of the dreams.
What, they changed?
They came back.
So they'd stopped.
Yes.
When did they stop?
New Year's Day in 1955. I remember because I felt so happy.
10 years ago. You thought you'd defeated him.
Yes.
You thought you were free, and now you could live your life.
Yes.
And when did the dreams come back?
About 2 months ago.
And what happens in these dreams? What's different about them?
In many ways, they're exactly the same as before. The house in Bloomsbury, the glimpses of faces, names on a list I've never heard of. Only one name keeps reappearing. Quincy Harker. It's Quincy.
What's he doing?
He's the leader.
Leader of what?
The Rising. It's him. It's my son.
It's all right, Mina, take your time.
It's him. I know it's him.
What's he doing in these dreams?
He's speaking, planning. There's a room full of shadows. He moves among them. They scatter before him.
Why?
They're frightened of him. Oh, they worship him. He speaks with authority. His voice is mesmeric. His words are full of hate. They threaten, they're violent. He rode on a white horse splashed with blood. He was pale unto the lips like death in the apocalypse. These words are in my head. I keep hearing them.
So, Quincy is the apocalypse?
He's at the center of it. I know I have to kill him.
But that must be unbearable for you.
He's my child.
I understand.
He's of my blood. I've always thought about him. Every day. It wasn't easy. Leaving him back then when he was a baby. Oh, his smell. The softness of his skin when I fed him. The way he looked at the sky. My baby. If I had just stayed with him. Then if I had stayed with him.
If you hadn't gone to Paris.
Could I have stopped him? Then? I don't know. Could I have changed things?
How did you find him?
It wasn't hard to find out where Quincy lived.
Were you watching him?
For a few days. To get a sense of his routine. I saw him leave his flat on Wardle Street and I followed him.
Do you remember the time?
A little after 6.
And you followed him to Brewer Street?
Yes. He was on his way to Whitehall. I got ahead of him and hid in an alleyway.
And then what? You call out?
I see him. He turns as if sensing I'm there. Quincy? Quincy?
Do I know you?
It's been a long time.
I can't see you. Step into the light. Mother.
You recognize me?
I have the photograph. They told me you were dead. But I always knew you were alive.
How?
I sensed it. Sometimes I'd turn around and I could have sworn you were watching me.
Maybe I was.
Why didn't you speak to me? Do you hate me that much?
None of this is about hatred.
It doesn't feel like that from my perspective.
I'm sorry, Quincy.
I think it's a little late for apologies, don't you? After all, it's been a long time, Mother. And I never knew you. Of course, you were spoken about in hushed whispers when I was a child, but that stopped after a while. So why now, Mother? What do you want from me after all these years?
I'm going to kill you. I've been having these dreams, you see,
What dreams?
about the apocalypse that you are going to bring about, the rising.
This is madness. Apocalypse. Rising. What the hell are those supposed to be? I'm just a government advisor. Now put the gun down.
I don't want to do this. You have to understand, I don't want to do this.
Mother, please. Just put the gun down. Look. You're crying. We're of the same blood. Now give me the gun.
No. No!
Oh, Mina, did you really think it would be so easy?
No!
I have so enjoyed being a part of your story, but all stories have to come to an end, don't they? But I will miss you. The world will be far less interesting without you in it.
The blood turned into flies. That's why we couldn't find any at the scene.
Yes. It's always been about the blood. Ever since Dracula slit open that vein in his chest and forced me to drink his blood, Quincy was doomed. Forever present in my body, Dracula waited. And when Quincy was conceived, he found his new host. Quincy never stood a chance.
So why cut off the head? Why cut up the body?
I did it. I think maybe I didn't believe him. I thought he might possibly be tricking me one last time. I had nothing to lose. So I had to make sure that he could never come back.
But you eviscerated him.
I did it for Quincy, really.
Good God.
For that little part of him that might have been left. For my child. My baby
Jesus.
boy, that he might rest now and never be disturbed again.
Where's the head?
It's gone.
Where's the head? We need it. And then we can bury the body. Don't you think Quincy deserves some dignity?
You won't find it.
Where is it?
I put it in the river. It'll be out to sea by now, safe from everything. From us, from him, from me. Forever free. Forever free. Safe.
We need to call
My
the medical
Quincy.
team in. We'll put her in a holding cell and then she'll need a full psychological assessment.
What's going to happen to her?
Look, what's that?
It's
What's that?
all right, Mina. We'll take care of
Oh,
you
get
now.
back! Get back! He's here!
It's
He's
just
here.
us, Mina. You're
Look,
safe.
over there! Oh, the wall!
Oh, Christ,
The
we need
wall.
to restrain her.
Oh, Mina! He's here! No!
Mina. It's frightening, isn't it, Mina, when all around you is nothing?
Where are you? God damn you, where are you?
Look at you, Mina. All lost at sea, all lost in your head.
Why can't you come out of the shadows for once?
All in good time, all in good time.
Is this all you can do? You think I'm afraid of thunder and lightning? Is this the best you've got? All you can throw at me? Don't ever underestimate me.
I have always held you in the highest regard. I have never met anybody like you. Your will, your tenacity. We could do such things, you and I.
I am nothing like you.
And yet, here you are.
I am not you.
We both came from this dark place. Everything begins here. This is where it will start, and this is where it will all end. And like me, you've looked into the abyss, and now there is no return. Embrace it, Mina. Revel in what you've become.
I have spent my life.
You speak of life as if it is a story, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. No, it is existence. There is no structure.
Trying to put a stop to your darkness.
You put a stop to nothing.
But at least I tried. And if we all try, then maybe anything and everything is possible.
I know what you did. I saw.
I don't need your forgiveness.
Then I shall flay your soul as penance.
Do your worst. I'm ready.
Please, you don't look ready to me. Oh, God.
I have been waiting all my life for this.
You're going to kill me
No,
again.
no. I'm going to drag you down with me.
Do you know what I am, Mina?
Evil.
Such a little word to encompass so much.
If we know it, and we name it, then maybe we can put an end to it.
You're chasing shadows. All those years spent attempting to destroy what you loathe merely fashioned you into the very object of your loathing. You didn't even recognize it was happening to you.
At least I did something. At least I took a stand.
Farewell, happy fields, where joy forever dwells. Hail, horrors, hail. Such pretty words.
I believe in the world.
That won't do you much good.
I believe that we can change, that actions have consequences. I believe that we can resist you, that we can shape what you
There is no shape, don't you understand?
You can be defeated.
Really, your attempts to destroy me just forced me into a more intricate dance with time. What you did inevitably made a difference, but did you really think that by killing this person or that person that I would simply go away? Yes, maybe more people lived because of what you did, or maybe more people died. How the hell could you know? I certainly don't.
But at least I did something.
And that is your problem. Always doing, always making sense, keeping the noise and the chaos at bay. Do you know who I really feel? It's the person who thinks, who considers, who takes their time. And you, well, you stopped doing those things a long time ago. All this doing you cling on to, all this action, it's just the merry dance you all pursue until everyone comes to their final moment. The moment they come back to this, to me.
But I did make a difference.
Yes, you did. But the question is, what difference did you make?
I ran you into the ground. To here. To this.
So you did. So now is the time. It's your time. Let's see what you can do. As me. With me. For me. Well, for both of us, really. Take my hand. You know you want it. There's no use in running anymore. Mina. Mina!
Mina! What just happened?
I don't know. She's gone. She's gone.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
We have to do something.
we're going to forget this ever happened.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can. You're going to go home. You're going to say Happy New Year to your loved ones. And then you'll sleep this off. And we'll start again.
But the tape.
It never happened.
But it's all on the tape.
Don't worry about the tape. We'll say she was one of the crazies that you get on New Year's Eve. And after talking to her informally, it was clear that she had no information that was relevant to the case. And we let her go.
And what do we do?
We take a day off. We come back and we do our job.
That's it.
There isn't anything else we can do, is there? Now give me the tape. Do we understand each other? Williams, do we understand each other?